What did I, excuse me, no. No, out of the courtroom. Out of the courtroom.
This arrogant teen killer murdered 2 innocent people. Then, while running from the police, he recorded a rap video standing next to his own wanted poster, holding a gun and bragging about the murders in his lyrics. And as if that wasn't enough, he posted the video with a single caption, "The feds can't hold me back." This was one of the most sickening displays of arrogance in American crime history. If you're into true crime stories like this, hit subscribe now and stay with me, because what happened that day changes everything forever.
I think it was part of a career move that went wrong.
And seeing you literally dancing on Ethan's grave.
To understand just how twisted this gets, you need to know where it started. Ethan Walker, 21 years old, was at home with friends on a summer night in Mansfield, Texas, July 26, 2016, just living his life, doing absolutely nothing wrong. That night, a group of masked teenagers burst through the door with guns, screaming for everyone to get on the floor, tearing through the house looking for drugs and cash they'd heard was hidden there. Except, here's the thing. None of it existed. No drugs, no stash of money, nothing. And when they realized they'd come up empty, frustration turned into rage. One of them raised a gun, aimed at Ethan, and fired, killing him right there in his own home. Another person was shot in the shoulder but survived. Ethan didn't get that chance. He died over a robbery that netted $0, zero drugs. Just a young man bleeding out on the floor, and a family that would never be whole again. And the 16-year-old who helped orchestrate all of this? Arrested, charged with murder, then placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor while he waited for trial.
This video from almost 3 years ago shows a 16-year-old Taymor McIntyre in a small room with police, uncomfortable, wiping his eyes at times, and finally admitting to investigators he played a role in a home invasion and murder in Mansfield.
I seen 4 people come in with guns and masks and hoodies, and then they came straight into my room.
A survivor of the shooting, Zach Belote, testified today he realized he'd been set up for the crime.
Everybody left the room, and then one guy was at the front of my room in the doorway, and I was right in front of the bed, like pretty much point blank range. And he sat there and hesitated for about 2 minutes with one hand, and when he grabbed it with 2 hands, that's when I knew he was going to pull the trigger.
While Ethan Walker's family is planning a funeral, trying to comprehend how their son died for nothing, the teenager responsible, a wannabe rapper calling himself Tay-K, is sitting at home on an ankle monitor. Not guilty, not remorseful, bored. Months pass. And by March 2017, Tay-K decides he's had enough of waiting at home for his murder trial. He gets on Twitter and posts, "F this house arrest." Then he cuts off his ankle monitor with a pair of scissors and walks out the door, like the justice system is something he can just opt out of. He links up with another teenager who's also on house arrest, convinces him to cut his monitor too, and just like that, they're fugitives together. But here's the problem. They're broke, they're wanted, and they can't exactly apply for jobs. So what do? They go right back to the only thing they know how to do, robbing people. If you're not subscribed yet, do it now, because what happens next will leave you speechless. Tay-K and his accomplice drive 3 hours to San Antonio, and that's where they find their next target. His name is Mark Saldivar, 23 years old, a photographer trying to build his career one shoot at a time. Mark gets a message through Instagram from someone claiming they want to hire him for a photo shoot. He's excited. This is work. This is how he pays his bills, how he survives. So, on April 23, 2017, he shows up outside a Chick-fil-A in San Antonio, ready to do what he loves. He gets into the car with Tay-K and the others, thinking he's about to make some money, thinking this is just another client. Instead, they pull out guns. They rob him. They pistol whip him across the face. Then they shove him out of the car and try to drive off with his camera, his livelihood, the tool he needs to survive. Mark, desperate and refusing to let them take everything from him, jumps onto the hood of the car trying to stop them. That's when Tay-K leans out the window with a gun and shoots him in cold blood, killing him right there. Mark didn't know these people. He was just trying to work. And Tay-K didn't stop there. Days later, he robs a 65-year-old man at a park in Arlington. No remorse, no conscience, just violence for cash. After killing Mark, Tay-K and his friend flee Texas and hide out in New Jersey with some friends. And this is where the story goes, from horrifying to absolutely enraging. While two families are burying their sons, while Ethan's parents are trying to make sense of how their boy died in a senseless robbery, while Mark's family is mourning a photographer who was just trying to earn a living, Tay-K is in New Jersey recording music. He makes a song called The Race, and the lyrics literally brag about running from the police, about committing violence, about being a fugitive. But he doesn't stop at just recording the song. He films an entire music video for it. And here's where it gets absolutely sickening. In the video, he's holding a gun, posing with it, flexing like he's some kind of celebrity. And at one point, he's standing right next to his own wanted poster, a poster that lists him as a suspect for capital murder. And he's smiling, treating the whole thing like it's a game. Like two dead bodies and two destroyed families are just content for his rap career. People on the street recognize him. Fans stop him for photos. He's acting like he's famous while he's literally wanted for murder. Two families are destroyed, and he's making content out of their pain. I want you to comment below, would you have turned him in if you saw him? On June 29, 2017, Tay-K uploads that music video to YouTube. And then he gets on Twitter and posts, "The feds can't hold me back. Here it go," with a link to the video. The video starts spreading, fast. Thousands of views turn into hundreds of thousands. People are sharing it, reposting it, talking about it. And with every share, more people recognize him. More people realize where he is. Tips start flooding into the U.S. Marshals, dozens of them, all pointing to New Jersey, all pointing to exactly where he's hiding. June 30th, 2017. Less than 24 hours after that tweet, less than a day after he told the world the feds couldn't hold him back, they kick down the door and arrest him. His accomplice gets arrested right alongside him. That cocky tweet, the one where he bragged about being untouchable, led the police straight to him. His arrogance didn't protect him. It destroyed him. But here's the twisted part. After his arrest, The Race goes absolutely viral. The video racks up 255 million views on YouTube. It charts on the Billboard Hot 100. The song goes platinum. Tay-K becomes internet famous. Not for his talent, not for anything he built, but for mocking the murders of two innocent men. He's a celebrity now, except he's sitting in a jail cell waiting for trial. And while he's gaining fans, while teenagers are streaming his music and making him money, Ethan Walker's family has to watch the person responsible for their son's death become a star. Mark Saldivar's family has to see a song that glorifies their son's murder climb the charts. The man who destroyed two families, who killed two people for robberies that got him nothing, is now profiting off their pain. He's making money. He's gaining followers. And they're left with nothing but grief.
Walker's parents said every lyric had their son's blood on it.
Every time we look up, it seems like we're seeing news about the song, seeing praise about the song, and seeing you literally dancing on Ethan's grave. But you've gotten enough attention.
McIntyre's defense team, which helped him avoid a life sentence, argued that though the song was offensive, it was art. They were pushing for nothing longer than a 20-year deal other teens received in the case, but the jury saw it differently.
I think it was part of a career move that went wrong. You're still here. You're still here. My son is gone. He's a box of ashes sitting in my living room. He's gone.
July 2019. Tay-K's first trial begins for the murder of Ethan Walker. The jury hears the evidence, hears the testimony from the survivors who watched Ethan get shot in his own home, and they come back with a verdict: guilty of murder and aggravated robbery. The judge sentences him to 55 years in prison.
Foreman, it's my understanding the jury's reached a verdict, is that correct?
Yes.
Is this on all of the charges?
Yes.
You presented to Rachel, I'll read it, and you may be seated. Count one. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taymor McIntyre, guilty of the lesser included offense of murder. Madam Full, is this your verdict?
Yes.
And was it unanimous?
Yes.
As to count two, we, the jury, find the defendant, Taymor McIntyre, guilty of the offense of aggravated robbery as charged in count two of the indictment. Was this your verdict?
Yes.
Was it unanimous?
Yes.
Very well.
But that's not the end. April 2025. 6 years later, Tay-K goes on trial for the murder of Mark Saldivar. And this time, prosecutors do something brilliant. They play The Race in court. They show the jury the music video. They read the lyrics out loud, the ones where he brags about running from police, where he mocks the very crimes he's on trial for. They show him standing next to his wanted poster, smiling, treating murder like a punchline. The jury convicts him of murder. The judge sentences him to 80 more years in prison. Total, 135 years behind bars. Ethan's family finally gets some closure. Mark's family sits in that courtroom and watches justice get delivered. His accomplice gets 30 years. Tay-K threw his entire life away for robberies that got him nothing. $0, 0 drugs, just 2 bodies and a cell he'll die in.
All right, we are on the record in 2019 CR 12495 State versus Taymor McIntyre. Could I have parties announced for the record, please?
Jason, go ahead and make a yell with your state, Your Honor.
John Hunter, Thomas Lane, for Mr. McIntyre, Your Honor.
All right, it's the court's understanding from the deputy that a verdict has been reached in this case. This is what I'm going to tell all the parties who are present in this courtroom. There's not to be any outbursts. If there's an outburst, what's going to end up happening is a deputy is going to tap you on the shoulder. There's no need to get into a conversation with the deputy. That tap on the shoulder is meaning that you are to leave this courtroom and you will only be allowed back in this courtroom if you're going to be a witness. Does everyone understand?
Yes, sir.
Is there anyone who cannot do that? So, both parties for the state and the defense, if you need to talk to members who are currently in court that are either with the state or defense, you may do so now. Otherwise, I'm going to bring the jury in.
I think everyone knows to be on their best behavior, Your Honor.
All right, let's bring the jurors in.
All right, for the jury.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's my understanding that you've reached a verdict in this case. Is that correct?
Yes.
And is that verdict unanimous?
Yes.
All right, if you will give the verdict form to Deputy Laura, please. Thank you. All right, if the defendant could please stand. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taymor McIntyre, not guilty of the offense of capital murder. Excuse me, no. No, out of the courtroom. Out of the courtroom now.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you don't ignore that. Sometimes, as you can tell, people are invested, correct? So it says, we the jury find the defendant, Taymor McIntyre, not guilty of the offense of capital murder as charged in the indictment. We the jury find the defendant, Taymor McIntyre, guilty of the lesser included offense of murder. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled?
Not the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and do you want them polled as to both counts?
As to the count of conviction, Your Honor.
All right, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you if, in count 2, the guilty verdict for murder, if that is your verdict. If that is your verdict, I'm going to need you to respond yes. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
So we'll start on this end and work our way down. Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
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 Is this your verdict?
They're alternates.
Oh, yes.
Alternate.
All right. Back row.
Yes, sorry.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
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 All right, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to happen now is I'm going to allow you all to have your recess for lunch, and then we'll begin the second phase of the trial. All right? Everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right. It states that we unanimously find that the defendant, Taymor McIntyre, did not cause the death of Anthony Saldivar under the immediate influence of sudden passion arising from adequate cause. It states that punishment to be assessed at 80 years in the prison, and there is no fine. Does anyone wish to have the jury polled?
Not with the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm first going to start with your unanimous decision stating that there was no finding of sudden passion. If that is your verdict, I'll need you to respond yes. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
We'll start on the end. Is this your verdict? I'm sorry?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? I'm on the back row. I'm sorry. Is this your verdict on the back row? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? With regards to the sentence of 80 years in the prison and no fine, if this is your verdict, I need you to answer yes. Does everyone understand?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
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 Back row, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict?
Yes.
Is this your verdict? Is this your verdict?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have you go back to the jury room, and I'll meet you back there shortly. Everyone, please rise for the jurors. All right, everyone, please be seated. All right, Mr. McIntyre, the jury found you guilty of murder. Your punishment is to be assessed at 80 years in the prison. The court will give you credit for any time served. There's a $0 fine. And with regards to the other offense, State, are you requesting that to be stacked?
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
All right.
Your Honor.
And I'm assuming you're against that. Is that correct?
We are, Your Honor. We would just like to briefly, for the record, maintain that our argument would be that to run consecutively an 80-year sentence on top of 50.
Just one moment, counsel. Just give me one moment. Mr. McIntyre, I want you to know that I listened to all of the evidence in punishment and thought about whether or not your sentence should be stacked. I don't know where your mom is, don't know where your father is. I know that you had a rough childhood. And I do know that these offenses occurred when you were very young. And I understand the state of the law, what people consider an adult. I listened to the testimony of the expert that was brought by defense counsel. You've already been sentenced to murder in the other county, and then you have a murder here. And the sentence for 55 years, that's a stiff sentence. This 80-year sentence is a stiff sentence. And these are cases where you have to serve half your time, and that's day for day time, and I recognize that. Hopefully you will grow, but based upon his age, based upon the number of years that he has received out of Tarrant County and the number of years that he's received here, based upon his history and the lack of any type of good parenting. From what I can tell, his mother wasn't a good parent to him. His father wasn't a good parent to him. Child Protective Services was not good. And if you believe the testimony, I don't know why Child Protective Services would place children back with a father who put the children's mother in the hospital. Is there something else that needs to be done with our society? Yes. Is more money need for Child Protective Services and their workers? Yes. And I do realize that while this is a lot of time, and I tell people all the time, any time that you do in custody is a lot of time. But by that same token, you're still alive. And what the state has said is true. You're still alive. You can still better yourself. If you end up in prison for the rest of your life, you're still alive. You still can improve yourself. Your family can still visit you. But the complainant in this case is deceased. And you need to internalize that the complainant in this case is deceased. And that his family is never going to see him again. So you're going to have to make changes. And you're going to have to remove people from your life who are not of benefit in the means of making you a better person. And I do understand that sometimes people will go to prison, they join gangs because you need protection, because you're there by yourself, you're young, but you're going to have to make better choices. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to sentence him to 80 years in the prison, give him credit for any time served. There is a $0 fine. This will run concurrent with 1511547D.
Two young men will never see another day. Ethan Walker, 21. Mark Anthony Saldivar, 23. Their families will never be whole again. Their mothers will never hear their voices. Their friends will never get another memory with them. For what? Robberies that netted nothing. $0, zero drugs, just blood and grief. Tay-K thought he was untouchable. He mocked the police, bragged about his crimes, stood next to his own wanted poster holding a gun like it was all a game. But his arrogance didn't just fail him, it convicted him. That same music video he thought made him famous, played in court as evidence against him. 135 years means he'll die in that cell. Here's the lesson. Arrogance isn't armor. Actions have consequences, and the families left behind deserve more than your sympathy. They deserve your memory of their loved ones, not the monster who took them. There's another case on your screen right now. You don't want to miss it. Click it. And if this story made you feel something, hit subscribe. These victims deserve to be remembered.